when you were a manager, you didn't care who you faced. Wink, wink. but now you can tell me the truth.
The reporter for the Baltimore Orioles was talking about how tough it is to play in Tampa for everybody,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
He got suspended by his own team.
I know.
On.
Let's jump the gun for a second and talk about potential Blue Jay opponents in the first round. Now, a lot of people write into us and say, hey, it's better to finish third than second in the wild card. I'm one of those guys. I'm just happy to be there. But
yes.
How do you look at that if you're the Toronto Blue Jays? Second, third, it's not going to be the first wild card. I think we know that.
Yeah, Dave, you know what's funny? It's like people think you can control that. You know, that it was 2 weeks ago they were on the outside looking in, right? Now it's like, hey, let's set this up so we play this team or that team. Ideally, if it's going to be a wild card, if you're not going to win the division, you want to face the Minnesota Twins. Tampa's in a really good spot right now. They would have to have total collapse and not finish with the first wild card. One thing they have going for them is that they play in the House of Horrors down there. Nobody wants to play there. It was a nightmare for us, every other team. Anyway, so that's not the ideal matchup. Minnesota, if you could pick one, right? The Twins, historically in the playoffs, they bow out early. So that would be the ideal choice if you could pick one.
Well, let's talk about the Rays for a second. They continue to defy the odds. This is almost the last decade. They lose muscle every year. They lose rotation every year. They have injuries every year. This might be the worst ever. And of course, this year, their best player. How do the Tampa Bay Rays as an organization keep on bringing out the contenders, division winners, playoff contenders, World Series contenders? It doesn't stop in Tampa. It's like a factory.
It's really unbelievable what they do down there, right? There's never a lack of talent. You go back historically, they've always had some of the best arms in baseball, back to the days of David Price, James Shields, Archer, those guys. You know, so they always came at you with arms, right? They would put like just good baseball players out there. Now they have legit players, all-star caliber players all around the field. So it's really a different look. They're heavy analytics. They might regret that back in that when they played the Dodgers in the World Series. But if it ain't broke, you know, you ain't got to fix it, right?
Joey Votto turns 40 this past week, and happy birthday, Joey Votto. Great Canadian baseball player for the Cincinnati Reds. I even heard these rumors when I was covering the team when you were managing that the Jays were always kicking the tires on bringing Joey Votto back to Toronto.
Well, I tell you what, Alex Anthopoulos talked about it quite a bit. At that time, you know, Joey was in the prime of his career. We didn't have enough guys to give him to acquire him, you know. If Anthopoulos could have pulled it off, I guarantee he would try.
That would have been something. Joey Votto and a John Gibbons lineup. You might have liked that one.
The problem is, though, he would have been the only one in it. They'd had to trade everybody else away.
Want more John Gibbons takes? Sports Interaction is the official gaming partner of Gibby. Join us every Wednesday and Friday for Gibby's takes around Major League Baseball and, of course, the Toronto Blue Jays. Click the link and subscribe to our YouTube page today.